Welcome back, everyone. Before we dive in, make sure you drop your thoughts and the lessons you took from this story in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. My husband became the bank manager and marked the promotion by serving me divorce papers the very same day. I signed without a tear and walked away quietly while he laughed with his coworkers about shedding dead weight. Years later, he traced me through bank records, finding only the silence of ignored calls and messages. That man looks through you, not at you. My mother's words hung in her kitchen like smoke I could not wave away. Thanksgiving dinner was over, the dishes were done, and my brother Devin had left with his wife an hour ago. My mother cornered me with that look that said she had been holding her tongue too long. "Do not defend him, Elise," she said, twisting the dish towel in her hands. "I have watched you shrink for 8 years while that man takes and gives nothing back." "He is studying for his promotion," I said weakly. "Once he becomes manager, things will change." "Is that what he tells you?" she asked, bitter and sad. "Baby, he has already changed. You have not noticed you are not part of his future anymore." I opened my mouth to argue, but standing in the kitchen where she had taught me to bake bread and warned me about boys with big promises, I could not find the words. "He thanked me last week," I said. "Said he could not do this without me." "And how much did that thank you cost you?" "Everything," I thought. My mornings processing medical bills under buzzing fluorescent lights. My evenings serving wine and steak to celebrating couples while my feet ached. My savings account that never grew past $300. My dreams, which had shrunk each year until they fit inside Reggie's shadow. The drive home cut through empty holiday streets. Every red light forced thoughts I had avoided. How Reggie introduced me at bank functions as Elise, very supportive, instead of my wife. The credit card statements I had found hidden in his gym bag. The way he snapped his laptop shut when I walked in. Our apartment was dark except for the kitchen light. He was asleep at the table, head on an open certification manual, study materials spread like a paper fortress, coffee cups leaving rings on pages. His laptop still glowed. A browser window showed a Pinterest board titled New Chapter. My hand hovered. My mother's question echoed, "Does he love you, or what you do for him?" I clicked. Bachelor condos. Sleek furniture. Minimalist designs. Captions, fresh start. Finally free. Manager life begins. Under a luxury apartment with floor-to-ceiling windows. Almost there. New life waiting. 8 years of my double shifts. 8 years of skipped birthdays. 8 years of being labeled supportive, like it was a job title instead of a marriage. I closed the laptop and stared at Reggie sleeping in the kitchen light. He looked younger, vulnerable, like the bank teller I married who promised we would build something beautiful together. When had we become I? In the bathroom, an expensive cologne bottle still had the $240 tag on it. I held it, thinking about my bleach-stained scrubs and shoes glued back together. The scent was rich and sophisticated, the smell of a man who had arrived. Somewhere I was not invited. My phone buzzed. "Nadine, you survived family dinner?" I stared at the cologne, at the laptop, at my reflection. I typed, "My mom says Reggie looks through me, not at me. I think she is right." The 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared. "Elise, we need to talk. For real." I walked back to the kitchen. Reggie's phone lit with a text. "Kenya, can't wait for Monday. Dinner was amazing tonight. You are going to crush that manager interview." Thanksgiving night, when Reggie had claimed he was too tired to go anywhere. His phone had no password. I had never looked. I read months of messages with Kenya. Nothing overtly romantic, but intimate in all the ways that mattered. Inside jokes, late-night conversations, photos from bank events I had never heard about. 2 weeks prior, Kenya. "Elise still does not know?" Reggie. "No, and she will not. Once I get manager, I will handle it. She will not make a scene. She is too nice for that. Too nice to question. Too nice to complain. Too nice to notice I was being used." Reggie stirred, lifted his head. "Hey," he mumbled. "When did you get back?" "Just now." He stretched and gathered his materials without really looking at me. "Big day tomorrow. Interview Monday." He smiled like all of it belonged to him. "Thanks for everything, Elise. We are finally here." "We," he said, meaning I. I almost told him I knew. Instinct stopped me. Silence would reveal more than confrontation. I wanted to see how far he would go. "Good luck Monday," I said. He kissed my forehead absently and disappeared into the bedroom, already rehearsing his answers. The words that used to feel like love now felt like invoices. I did not sleep. By morning I had decided. I would not confront him. I would show up to the ceremony, smile, and watch him discard me. If he was going to do it, I would let him reveal the man he truly was. He left early in a new tie I had unknowingly funded. At 10:12 a.m., he texted an address and time for that evening. No, can't wait to celebrate with you. Just logistics, like I was a task on his list. I called in sick to the medical billing office and to the restaurant. Then I bought a navy dress that made me look like I belonged anywhere I chose. I charged it to the card Reggie used for dinners with Kenya. In the mirror, I practiced a smile that looked real from a distance. The bank's event space downtown glittered with success. Silver balloons spelled "Congratulations, Reggie." Champagne flowed. Colleagues clustered around him, laughing, toasting. Kenya stood close, hand on his shoulder with casual intimacy. Reggie saw me and shifted into professional. "Elise," he said. "Formal. Final." "Congratulations," I replied. "You must be proud." "We are," Kenya said. "We." As if I had never existed. Reggie pulled a manila folder from the leather briefcase I had saved 3 months to buy. "Your exit package," he said, loud enough for the circle to hear. Conversations died in pockets around us. I opened it. Divorce papers. Every line filled. Every box checked. My signature line blank. My name misspelled on page 3. 8 years, and he could not spell my name. "Manager roles need appropriate partners," he announced. "You were essential to the process, but now I need someone who can keep pace with where I am going." I glanced at Kenya, then back at him. "Someone like Kenya?" He shifted, barely uncomfortable. "This is about different life stages." "Dead weight," he added quietly, thinking I would wilt. Something inside me crystallized. I signed every page without reading a word. My signature clear, firm, final. Reggie blinked. "You are not going to fight?" "Why would I?" I set the papers on the gift table beside champagne. "You just told me I am dead weight. Why would I stay attached to someone who sees me as a burden?" Kenya blanched. Reggie opened his mouth. I walked away with a handful of bacon-wrapped shrimp. "Thanks for the send-off," I said and left. In a grocery store parking lot, I ate the expensive appetizers, my new dress wrinkling, mascara probably smudged. "Nadine, how is the party?" I looked at the divorce papers on the passenger seat, my signature still drying, the parking lot stretching. Like a metaphor for my future, empty, but mine. "Just sign my freedom," I texted. "Turns out dead weight can walk away." Nadine called. "What now?" "I am leaving tonight," I said. "I am taking what is mine and disappearing." I withdrew half from the joint account, $5,300 earned from nights my feet bled. Then removed my name from the account entirely. I scheduled disconnections for every utility that lived in my name because his credit had been wrecked when we met. Electricity, internet, water, even the premium channels he used for financial news. I removed him from my health insurance, sending HR a photo of the signed divorce papers. "Effective today," they said. "Good. Let him feel a safety net vanishing." I packed what mattered, my grandmother's jewelry box, my mother's china, the art from my college years he called amateur. In his desk, I found receipts, hotels, dinners, movie tickets, a jewelry store charge for $1,500. In his sock drawer was a card. "To many more nights like last Tuesday. You make me feel like the luckiest woman alive. K." I photographed everything and backed it up to the cloud. At 2 a.m., my Honda was full. On the kitchen counter, I left a note on a utility bill. Electricity, internet, water, off. "You wanted to know what dead weight does? Stops carrying you. Good luck with your fresh start. E." I drove north under empty highway lights until anger cooled to ice. At a rest stop outside Seattle, I used a payphone to call Nadine, so my cell phone could not betray my location. "Tell him I moved to Vermont for work," I said. "Or Alaska. I do not care as long as it is not true." "He sounds frantic," she said. "Good," I replied. "Let him panic." Seattle greeted me with rain and possibility. I found a tiny studio with a sliver view of the Space Needle and a landlord, Ms. Laverne Price, who slid the keys across the desk with a kind smile. "Starting over?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "First month is half," she replied. "Everybody deserves a second chance at a first start." I slept on an air mattress and blocked every number Reggie used. I applied for 15 jobs. 2 were disasters. The third, with Cassandra Holt in a South Lake Union billing department, felt like sunlight. "You are overqualified," she said, studying me, not my resume. "You need a place where people respect the work you do." 62,000 benefits 8 to 5. No weekends unless you volunteer. We have actual lunch breaks and no one emails after 6. I almost cried. Yes, I said. Janelle and Derek invited me to lunch on my second day. Gloria taught me the quirks of the system without condescension. On Friday, Janelle brought cupcakes. You look like you need extra sugar, she said, not unkindly. For the first time in years, I felt like a person, not a paycheck pipeline. Saturday mornings, I claimed a table at the coffee shop on Pine Street. That is where I saw a flyer. Women's Hiking Collective, all levels welcome. I had never hiked in my life. Reggie said it was a waste of time. I texted the number. Sunday 7 a.m. Rattlesnake Ledge Trailhead. Came the reply from Patrice. Bring water and decent shoes. We will take care of the rest. The first hike nearly broke me. My legs burned, my lungs rebelled, and I fell behind, stumbling over roots. Patrice appeared at my side, steady as a metronome. First time, she asked. That obvious? You are doing fine, she said. The mountain is not going anywhere. At the top, the Cascades stretched gold under morning sun. Whatever you are running from, Patrice said softly, it cannot follow you up here. She was right. 2 weeks later, Reggie started calling everyone else. Nadine sent screenshots of his voicemails. Tell Elise we need to talk. This is ridiculous. Tell her she is being childish. Please tell her to call me. I asked Nadine to tell him I had moved to Vermont for a research job. You want me to lie? I want him to stop looking. She did. Then Jessica found me at lunch with a photo of a man in a bank uniform speaking to reception. Reggie. He claimed to be your husband, she said. Security turned him away. He asked what floor I worked on, my schedule, where I lived. I told Cassandra, and we flagged him in the building system. I went home shaking. How had he found my work? Then it hit me, my debit card. He had tracked my purchases through his bank access. The next morning, I opened a new account at a different bank, transferred every cent, and closed the old one. Then I called the lawyer Cassandra had recommended. Camille Reeves, she answered. I explained everything. No, she said, voice sharpening. That is a data privacy violation and a federal offense. Document every contact, every sighting. We will file for a restraining order. I documented it all, voicemails, texts, bank screenshots showing his manager-level access to my transactions after our divorce, the lobby photo. The process was exhausting and clarifying. On a crowded Saturday, a man asked if the seat across from me at Pine Street was free. He had rain-fogged glasses and a paperback. It is yours, I said. His name was Julian Reed, software engineer. From Portland, now in Seattle, still learning the city. We talked for 3 hours about books, rain, bad jobs, and good coffee. When the check came on our first dinner date, we reached for it at the same time. He paused. I asked, he said gently. I will pay, unless you want to split. The question felt like grace. Split is good, I said. He nodded like that was the most normal thing in the world. On our third date, we joined Patrice's group on a beginner trail. Halfway up, I rolled my ankle. Pain lit my leg. Reggie would have sighed and sulked. Julian knelt in the dirt, steady, careful. We will take the scenic route back, he said. He carried my pack and made terrible jokes until I laughed in spite of myself. Back at his place, ice and pillows waited. Comfort and distraction, he said, queuing up an old movie. I felt safe in a way that had nothing to do with locks. 6 months after Seattle became home, Reggie sat across from me at Pine Street without asking. He looked wrecked. Elise, he said, voice rough. I made a mistake. You hired someone to find me, I said. That is not remorse. That is obsession. Vanity and pressure, he said. Kenya said I needed a different kind of partner for my new position. Someone more polished. More than me, I said. More than the woman who worked 2 jobs to fund your ambitions. I need you, he whispered. Everything fell apart without you. You do not need me, I said. You need what I did for you. You want an employee, not a wife. He reached for my hand. I moved it to my lap. Just so you know, I said, rising. That position has been permanently filled. I am engaged. Color drained from his face. To someone who treats partnership like shared weight, I added. The divorce was final 2 months ago. You received the paperwork. You got exactly what you wanted at your promotion party. Congratulations. I left him staring at an empty chair. 2 days later, Cassandra met me in the lobby. He is here again, she said tightly. Reggie stood with expensive roses, making a scene in front of my coworkers and 2 clients, just like his party. Elizabeth, please, he begged, stepping closer. I did not answer him. I looked at Cassandra instead. This man is harassing me, I said, loudly enough for everyone. I need security. As the guards took his arms, he pleaded, I love you. Does that mean nothing? No, I said. Not anymore. That night I spread my evidence on the kitchen table. Hotel charges, dinner receipts, the birthday card from Kenya, screenshots of blocked calls, 247 records of him viewing my transactions after I closed the account, lobby photos. Julian looked at the table and then at me. This is stalking, he said, voice low. And crimes. I nodded. I was avoiding court because I do not want to be tied to him anymore, I said. But he will not stop, Julian replied. He showed up at your job. What is next? You are right, I said. I will call. Attorney Reeves filed for a restraining order and a complaint with the State Banking Commission. He will be suspended immediately, the investigator, Mr. Coulson, told me after reviewing my documentation. If our findings confirm this, he will be terminated and reported to federal regulators. The judge at the restraining order hearing had steel gray hair and a clear voice. She reviewed the evidence, then met Reggie's eyes. You used your professional position to stalk your ex-wife, she said. This is control disguised as love. 500 feet. No contact of any kind. Any violation, immediate arrest. Reggie violated the order 6 weeks later. Julian and I were making dinner when the call came from Officer Whitaker. We have him in custody outside your building, she said. I saw them through the window, handcuffing him in the rain. Do you want to press charges? The officer asked. I thought about 8 years of being too nice. Yes, I said. Every time he does this, he tells me my boundaries do not matter. I am done teaching that lesson. He spent 3 nights in jail, then moved back to his hometown, working at a small credit union processing loan applications. The Banking Commission's investigation found unauthorized access to customer data and privacy violations. He was fired, not allowed to resign, a notation added to his record that would follow him everywhere. Kenya was demoted for encouraging him. Justice did not feel triumphant. It felt quiet and necessary. Julian proposed on a mountain trail in April, with Patrice's group waiting at the summit with a picnic. Elise Harper, he said, kneeling on a rock above the Cascades. You rebuilt your life from nothing and made something beautiful. I want to build the rest with you. Will you marry me? Yes, I said before he finished. Champagne popped. Patrice cried. We did not invite ghosts to the wedding. In a garden that September, under open sky and soft light, Patrice officiated while my mother cried happy tears, and Devin walked me down the aisle grinning like he had won a bet with the universe. Our vows promised partnership, not servitude, equality, not sacrifice. Cassandra caught the bouquet and laughed that she would finally download a dating app. The day felt light, ours, unshadowed by anyone else's expectations. We bought a modest house 6 months later. 2 bedrooms, a small yard, floors that creaked. Both names on the mortgage. Both paychecks in one properly managed account. No secrets. No hierarchies. We cooked in turns. We split bills. We listened to each other's bad days without keeping score. One Sunday at the sink, Julian washing, me drying, I realized I was not merely relieved or grateful. I was happy. 2 years after the wedding, Cassandra announced her retirement and called me in. I am recommending you for my position, she said. Billing director. The interview was a barrage. Leadership, conflict, systems. What have you learned from previous work that would inform your leadership? Dr. Bennett asked. That real leadership is not climbing over people, I said. It is building systems where everyone can succeed. Treat people as disposable, and they will leave, taking the foundation with them. When can you start? She asked. The promotion came with a salary that made me blink. We finally took the Hawaii trip I had once imagined with a different man in a different life. On Maui, we hiked a trail Patrice had insisted we try and stood on a summit watching the Pacific burn gold under the setting sun. Happy anniversary, Julian said, arm around me. 3 years. I laughed, thinking about the crowded coffee shop where he had asked if a seat was free. Best crowded table in history, I said. I thought of Reggie for the first time in months, without anger or bitterness, only a distant curiosity at how someone could misread value so completely. He had believed discarding me was his promotion. He had called me dead weight while I carried the load. But dead weight does not build a new life from scratch, earn promotions on merit, marry a partner who sees them, and stand on a mountain in Hawaii feeling powerful and free. I was not dead weight. I never had been. I was compound interest, quiet, steady, building value until the balance became undeniable. What are you thinking about? Julian asked. Reggie, I said. He tensed. I was thinking how sure he was that I was the problem, how wrong he was. I was the foundation, and when the foundation walks away, the building collapses. Did his collapse? Julian asked. Completely, I said. He lost the job, then the second marriage. But I am not happy because he failed. I am happy because I succeeded. Months later, Nadine told me Reggie sometimes asked about me through the grapevine. Tell him yes, I said. Tell him I am happy in a way he will never understand. Then tell him to stop asking. His parents sent a note after our wedding, kind and brief. We are glad you found better. Be happy, Elise. That was enough. On a quiet Sunday, Julian handed me a plate to dry. Is this normal? I asked. Feeling like we are on the same team? For people who actually love each other, he said, pulling me close. Maybe that is what you never had with him. I thought love meant sacrifice, I said. It meant working yourself to death so the other person could succeed. That is not love, he said, kissing my forehead. That is servitude. Love is two people deciding to build something together. Equal weight, equal voice, equal effort. Years after a conference room humiliation and a signature that set me free, I no longer measured my life against Reggie's. He had the fresh start he wanted and learned the hard way that some foundations, once torn out, cannot be rebuilt. I had my own start. A house with creaking floors, weekend hikes with friends who waited at switchbacks, a marriage that felt like breathing, and work where I was not invisible. Account closed. Interest compounded. New life secured. If you enjoyed this story, please like, comment, and share this video with your friends. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a powerful story drop.